Well, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 1, Livingston 0 in a wet and blustery evening at Ibrox Park. Join myself back in the shows, my two muckers, GB and Port Bear. Port Bear.
Aye, just as I predicted, mate. Stuffy match. Tough team to break down. I thought Livingston done very well. They done, what David Martindale set up today. And they frustrated Rangers at times. But we won 1-0, mate. We're still top of the league. And I'll take that all day.
Aye, but I'll tell you what, I don't like these Bridmans, GB. They're not good for the old grey matter, are they?
No, it's a hard watch at times, Ox, isn't it? It's
Bridge might like them, but he's perverted.
especially when it gets to that point near the 90 minutes, especially that wee chance they had at the end, your bum just falls off, doesn't it?
Maybe that's why Bridge likes it.
Talking about that, I think Kemar Roof will be having a go with Kevin Thompson, called him chunky, didn't he?
Fat legs and a fat bum. And then try to claw it back with saying it's a low centre of gravity, though. That's very good, KT.
Chunky. Right. Let's look at the positives. We kept going. There was quality. The boy Lowry never let himself down. Showed great touches, particularly in the first half.
Aye, another man of match performance for the young man, mate.
I'm not giving it him, mate. I'm in a fashion camp. But carry on.
No, well, I'm going Kevin Thompson's. Obviously, the sponsors give Sakala it, so it's a 50-50 toss-up, mate. But Kevin Thompson gave him man of the match, mate, and fair play to young man. I thought in the absence of like Sahaji and Aribo, he stepped up the last two games and been that creative influence, mate. And I don't think you can ask any more for young man. So fair play to him, well done.
Here, him and Sakala were the shining lights, I felt, GB.
Mm-hmm. Aye, first off, Lowry, he got laid down the gauntlet and he's handled it brilliantly again. Another very tough game and an important game for us. Didn't disappoint, had some beautiful chances, great footwork. And let's say he's controlled the game at times. No, the complete performance, Ox, for me, but certainly let's say
for a young boy,
he's brilliant. Aye, yep. And then Fashion again, total workhorse again. Sadly for him, he's just got two guys packed on him all the time, and he's trying to charge through them, but you can't fault the man for his hard work. I mean, he tries and tries and tries. So, the two of them deserve the pats in the backs tonight, mate.
I would say so. I would say that they were shining lights, and the finish for Scott Arfield, Port Bear.
Oh, mate, there were some people out there the largy, they mean it, but every bit of that was mate. That was a great lift over the keeper. Almost similar to when he got up there. If you think it was only other foot, he's put in the opposite corner. But what a finish, mate! What a finish! He made a difference when he came on. So he did. I think he gave us that extra option up front, and he caused havoc in their box. He gave them something else to think about. So, well done, Scott Arfield. Welcome back.
So the back five, not a lot, steady, done okay. I thought that they were okay. Nothing spectacular for any of the four back five. The goalkeeper, is that fair?
Aye, very fair, mate. Yep.
And then we're into midfield, where I think we've seen that we need to get players back. I don't think the boys' Sands is ready to marshal over midfield, Port Bear.
No, mate, no, definitely not. Kevin Thompson was pretty critical through the commentary. When you're playing that anchor role, which Kevin Thompson did, you need to impose yourself on the match. It's a place to hide, mate. I know that, playing in there, you can hide in there and look great, passing the ball side to side. But he never offered anything going over at all, mate. He didn't even step out of his position, which I felt he could have done loads of times in the first half. He could have stepped up probably another 10 yards and played, forced them right back. But he didn't. Everyone was in front of the midfield, in front of his back four. Pretty safe, mate. So, again, didn't shine for me. But he's only 21, young boy. But a lot of pressure on his shoulders, mate, to be a main man in midfield for Rangers.
Don't want to slate him. Not the first guy to have a bad game. Well, not a bad game, but an uneventful game, GB.
Aye, obviously we need to give him time and stuff like that, but I mean, for the first couple of performances, he's not exactly set the header alight. For me, I feel as though we've brought somebody in that really, the way our youth is starting to show that one of them could have done the same job tonight, Ox. And that's, I'm not trying to be nasty to the boy, but it's just, if we're bringing somebody in for that's getting touted to be a right good player, then he's got to improve our squad. I just don't see it, mate. I just didn't see it tonight. Again, I just, like Port said, a couple of nice passes and done a job.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Right, let's be fair. You're spot on. I mean, if you judge him on the night, you see, this, that, and the next thing. But we've got to give him time to settle in, time to get used to the players, time to get used to the system, time to get used to the weather. If he gets back in the team, we'll see what it takes him. But he wasn't great tonight. Is that fair?
Aye.
We move on to the other midfield was obviously Glenn Kamara, who the balance looked better when Jack and that were running about on Port Bear.
Massive difference, mate, when Ryan Jack come on. I mean, it's like the midfield of the voiceless. When you watch the first half and up until Jack come on, and the minute Ryan Jack enters the field, he sits in that base and he's organising, he's pointing, he's barking orders. And I like to see that in the midfield in the engine room, mate. And he offers a camera influence as well. But I thought Glenn Kamara in 8 at times showed some wonderful touches, great balance on the ball, poise, he just floats across the ground. It's excellent. I think he had a much better second half. I think he was better in the second half. He was excellent, mate. You know my thoughts on Glenn Kamara. I think very, very, very highly of him. But I think like with Scott Arfield,
I've heard he speaks rather highly of you as well.
He wouldn't like to play.
Oh, I think he would. I think he would. I think he would.
If I could have had that kick on, I would have been happy.
So we move into the forward areas. Would it be fair to say Fashion in the left done okay? Literally done okay, exceptional for a young boy. The defeat in the box and making things happen so simply. 2-footed as well. All right, no perfect game. Who plays a perfect game? Then we've Scott Wright. I'll leave that one to use to. I'm taking the 5th on that one. And then Cedric Itten, who I thought looked rusty, if I'm being honest. GB.
I'm not going to take the 5th, mate. I'm going to give Scott Wright at the night, mate. Just honestly, just some of this decision making off him the night is just, it's just no the quality that we were looking for, mate. And that's all I'll say on him. I'm not want to criticise too much.
A boy void of confidence, is that fair?
It could be Ox, but he's getting plenty of chances, mate. It's not as if he's getting like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. He's getting a false start, and I don't know. It's about time you shine. If you don't start shining now, then it's only got to be one road for you, I think. But anyway, that's my opinion on Wright. And that chance with Lowry, I mean, he done all the hard work, and it's just screaming there for a finish, a slide, a head,
a tap in,
aye, anything, an it's just again maybe confidence or whatever, but certainly when we've got a striker like Roof sitting on the bench, does that deserve his start? Who knows? Like that's down to the manager, isn't it?
I don't think Roof looked match fit. Yeah, I think he'll be good for that 20 minutes or whatever he got, but slowly build up. But Itten had a chance. He had a chance to score a couple of goals. Port Bearer.
He had a chance, mate. He just looks a player to me that's not played for a long game of football. You know, touch his way off, caught in his heels time and time again.
Yeah. Didn't back in his heels, Port.
Yep.
Go.
No spring. You know, and he's a tall, big guy, mate. And we were talking before the first half of the show about getting him service. I think he got plenty of service tonight, mate. It's a guy that's not played for a long time. He needs to get match fit and he needs to get, his cell up to scratch, because that's not good enough for Rangers centre forward. Definitely not, mate.
I think you're judged in goals sometimes when you play that role.
Yeah.
If he gets that tap in, puts in the same performance, everything's rosy.
Aye, because that covers you. But when you don't get that goal, and then the other parts of your game let you down, like his link up tonight was pretty poor. Everything kept bouncing off him. His first touch was pretty poor. And everything kept coming right back into the midfield. So it's not good enough, mate. It's definitely not good enough. He needs to get match fit. But it's not his fault. He's not been playing. He was out on loan, didn't get games. Seen an improvement when Roof come on. But on Scott Wright, all I'm going to say is, mate, squad player at best.
Okay, mate, okay. You're very kind. You're very kind. Right, if it's okay with you two, I know it's past your bedtime, GB, but we'll get these phone lines open.
No bother, mate.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oops, it's a great 3 points in the circumstances you're going to win the game, because I'll be honest, I think like a lot is, you're thinking this is going to peter out nothing each, or you get the old nerves and you're thinking they're going to score with their first effort and goal. So a great 3 points in the circumstances, yeah?
Yep.
GP.
Yeah, Box. End of the day, it's 3 points no matter how we get it. It's still, to be honest, Docs, overall, it was a hard-working performance. That weather the night was absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? And like I say, there's a lot of pass marks for the team, but it was, like I say, minimum negatives. I think Gio needs to watch that he's not making too many changes just to kind of, I don't know, prove a point or something like that, because he's all guard the night kind of dug him out a hole, I would say. Especially like Arfield and stuff like that. He was kind of being in and out the team with Gio, and I think he really needs to kind of focus a wee bit more on the older guys and maybe listen to them, because this kind of just dropping them and focusing on Sands because he's the new boy in the squad and stuff like that. I just think he's really opening himself up for criticism.
Look, you're judged on results. There'll be any criticism goes the manager's way. Apart from maybe he should have made these substitutions earlier, but it's about winning, and we won the night. Was it a great watch? No. Was the weather a factor? I think so. Yeah.
Aye, 100%, mate. They're all factors, and results in games. If I'm honest, I just think there wasn't much more the manager could do when it came to changing it. Oh, Sherry Paul didn't want to risk starting. Maybe I feel because he's just back for injury, and Ryan Jack.
Mm-hmm.
But they had their part to play, mate. I felt before the game was kicked off, this could have been a 14 or 15 man, result tonight, as in using your bench to get the result. Because I thought, due to the weather, due to the pace of the game, the style they play, they're physical. I thought we maybe need more than the starting 11 to win this, and it proved like that, mate. So, but as I said, we're top of the league, mate, and again, we shall not be moved. We're there. I don't care.
Right, I just want you to answer me this question as honestly as you can. It's not too hard because it's used to, yeah. All right. GB, I know you're an honest man. How much is Kent worth?
Well, I fit Ryan Kent now. Still worth to us at least 14-15 million pound.
Oh, you're being conservative. Port Bear?
You can start talking to Rangers at 20.
Right, okay.
That's the starting point.
20 million. I know 5 million's no a lot to a young entrepreneur there. How much is Alfredo Morelos worth? Port?
25 starting point, mate. I'm going on Kent. I'm going on Patterson's figure by this. That's my benchmark.
45 million. You happy with that, GB?
What?
You happy with that, GB?
I would have said 30 anyway.
Right. So GB, how much is Alfredo Morelos worth?
30.
30? Wow. Okay, we going with that, Port?
Aye, I'll take that, mate. Yep.
All right, that's £75 million worth of player we had missing tonight.
What's your Evo worth, Oxshire?
Well, you said 30, didn't he?
Is that what he said? Did you ask about Evo? I didn't hear that.
Okay. I think we've been joined by Andrew. Not wait a minute. I think we've been joined by Andrew for Crooks. Good evening, Andrew.
Yeah, good evening, guys. How are you? Evening, Paul there. Evening, Ox. Evening, guys. Just phoning just to about the game. It's, as I put in the comments, it's 3 points. Missing a few people, but I just wanted to point out a couple of players who I think that you've already not really discussed yet.
This will be for good performances, right? Is it?
But for me, Itten should stay in Germany. And Scott Wright is. I think we need to buy a right-handed winger or a right-handed player before the window closes, because Scott Wright for me is not the answer. Not the answer, with no chance. And Cedric Hinton, for me, I don't think he's going to come good either.
What?
Somebody talking. Can you go on mute if you're not being spoken to? Portbear.
Right wing's still a problem next year. Right midfield, you want to call it, right inside. That right side, mate, is still a problem. It's been this problem since Candace has been away for the team, and I still believe that man's not been replaced. It's somebody of real quality we need. I know there's been players linked, but there's nothing been set in stone yet. Totally agree with you, Andy. That's became a problem, that position, and we need to get it filled with some quality real quick.
I'm taking the Fifth Amendment on Scott Wright. You can take that any way you want, GB. Cedric Hinton's a guy who's ring rusty.
Yeah. Game time might bring back that the kind of games that we've seen him in with Motherwell and scoring
Vienna.
against Rapid Vienna, scoring against Real Madrid and stuff like that. The boy's got something. He's definitely got something, but
on tonight,
I don't know. Like, on tonight's performance. I mean, let's say that one, young Lowry. I mean, the amount of hard work that he had today to beat the two guys, and then the footwork, and it was just basically put on a play, and it was just basically say, bang it in for me. And
see the way he shimmied there. See the way he shimmied with the hips in that.
Aye, snake hips, aye.
I know, but it reminded me, it was like Fox with a tray of drinks up with Savoy coming back, you know. Never spilt a drop. Anyway, we've also been joined by Andy for Leeds. Evening, Andrew.
Good evening, chaps.
Good evening, Andrew.
Good evening, Andrew. My take on it was we were far too slow getting it off. We didn't come out with the right attitude. I thought the boy Lowry was outstanding. That's two area-ass teams that he's come up against, and he doesn't look out of place. It would be adding my team again on. Is it Saturday or Sunday? There's a lot of confusion on the feed. It's what day it's on.
You watch it Sunday, I'll let you know.
Right, well, I think you're kidding me on, then it'll be Saturday, won't it? I thought Lowry was good. Fashion, I was saying at half time to the guys who watched, I'm not sure about him, but he come on a wee bit better in the second half. I liked him, like I said, actually. I thought Barisic and Golston, I thought they were onking all night. They what their mind wasn't, it's back on the game right enough. 3 points, cracking goal with Arfield on Saturday. I would be, well, it's for me, with what he's got there, it's the same team. Barris, I would take out, obviously, Wright for Kent, and Sands would go out for Arfield, and hopefully we can bring Jack on again for maybe 25 minutes or so. You saw his worst tonight.
You're not playing Joe Aribo.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about him. Well, aye.
You go away. Once you've done your homework.
Right, I forgot all about him.
We've also been joined by the Thinking Man's Pundit. We've been joined by Robert Weatherall. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Knox. Evening, guys. How you doing? Okay.
Evening, Robert.
How you doing, mate?
It's me. It's evening. You shut up. You should only call Robert.
Listen, I don't want to be critical, but I'll be honest, and I hate flagging the Rangers, my Rangers, right? But I've seen it in the Stirling Albion game, and I've seen it tonight. The amount of dead wood we have in that squad is unbelievable. Our squad isn't as good as we think. Our players aren't as good as we think they are. And I'll give you an example. He said that Eaton, it's like watching Billy Urquhart for the 70s and 80s. That's what he is. Cedric Eaton is another Billy Urquhart garbage. See Scott Wright, he should never pull a Rangers shirt on again. That guy is unbelievably poor. And he's another Jordan Jones. That's what he is, guys. And we need to admit it to ourselves. Unbelievable. The only plus tonight for me was the wee boy Lowry. I thought he was outstanding. Played a good game. Big Fashion, the first half was running like a headless chicken, but the second half had a great game. Second half. But I'll tell you, before the game tonight, I said I would take a Bridgeman all day long, a 1-0, because I couldn't see how we were going to win that game tonight, and that's against a poor Livingston team. Oxford, that's only my opinion.
Yeah.
We have not got the squad that we think they have. We have not got the players. We have players like we did with Andy Hardy and Rob Kiernan and Jason Holt all the years ago. That's what we have got right now. I'm sorry. It's not good enough.
Well, we've took a punt on some players, and they've definitely not worked. And obviously, there's not been a lot of money paid. But on the night's performance, I thought the boy Sands, he looked like a young boy learning his trade. Scott Wright, void of confidence. Doesn't look as if he's up to it at the moment. Cedric Hinton really looked rusty. I think you've been cruel on him, Billy Urquhart, mate. But to be fair, Billy Urquhart played for us in the quarter-final of European Cup, so hopefully Cedric can do the same.
Well, can I ask you a wee question? And this is a wee dig at Ross Wilson, who everybody says, Ross Wilson's done a great job and all that, right? Can I ask you a question, Oxford? And can you tell me, since the last transfer window, last January, a year ago, can you tell me one Rangers player we have signed that hit the ground running? Because I can't think any. And I can think of other teams in Scotland that are signing players that hit the ground running. And I can't think of one Rangers player that's hit the ground running to the last January transfer window. Can you tell me one?
The only one that would give past Matchday is Fashion Sakala.
Yeah, but Oxford, you've got to be honest about he's done it in fits and starts. Like the night, it was hot and cold. He was good at times and he was bad at times. He was running with the ball and he didn't have a final pass, definitely in the first half. And I agree with you, right? But it's not your fits and starts. We need players that can hit the ground running and really date for us. And that wee boy Lowry gave them more showing up tonight. Let's be honest. I thought the wee boy was fantastic.
Okay, Isaac. All right.
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Werner will be on to me for getting your blood pressure up again. I'm doing it. We'll bring you back in a minute, right? You all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Good man. I know it's an emotive night because let's be honest, Port. We can't dress up. We weren't great, and some of the guys were poor. There's no getting away from it.
No, Robert always talks honestly, mate. I respect what Robert's got to say. But wait, what I've got to think, I'm sitting looking at the squad now, just as I'm, going through the team, and it's all about quality for me. And I think there's a massive drop off in quality next year when we're missing guys like Kent, Aribo, Morelos, and even Hadji to a certain extent, mate. You know what I mean? The drop off is bigger than I originally thought, and there has been some players that I fell by the wayside. Like Bacuna away, didn't even get a chance, so we'll never know what he's been on about. Didn't cost us anything, we'll get a small fee for him, which is fair enough, good business sense. But the quality for me, mate, the drop-off in quality, is bigger than I originally thought, and I do think we need reinforcements, definitely in this window, mate.
The problem is, I think the point that, and I'll go to GB, then I'll go back to Andy for Leeds, two Andys, right? Right, I'll go to GB. The problem is, mate, a new signing, as Robert the boys have pointed out, they've got to improve their first 11. Aye. No be Scott Wrights, and I don't mean that with any disrespect to the lad. GB.
Aye, Ox, you're not being disrespectful, and that's the whole point that we were meant to build on. I mean, we were saying European squads and stuff like that we needed to keep the quality up so that we could keep progressing and stuff like that. And if we are, Port touched on it, the right-hand side has been a place where it's been needed the quality. And for me, I think we need to go out and spend the money like we spent with Kent on that right-hand side. If we're seriously going to improve our squad, we need to spend that kind of money, mate.
Okay. Andy Phillips.
Yeah, well, I think Robert stole a lot of my thunder there, right enough. I think the lights, right, I'll not take a fifth on that. I never heard of him till he came for Aberdeen to Rangers, so he's just not got it. He's crap. Simple as that. The other one, Hitton, well, as you know, I kind of championed him a wee bit. Not after tonight. He's another one. He's getting a new nickname in the Rangers WhatsApp, Numbnuts, and I think it's quite hard for him, I don't know. It's like Robert's just said there as well, who we brought in coming. Well, we've got Sashin, like we said, to a fashion. But Wilson, as it stands at the moment with his record, is more like what he can sell and what he can get instead of bringing this quality that's coming in that's going on the pack. And I also felt the likes of our experienced players that were in tonight, because the game was too slow, the Golstons and the Barrasage, they weren't doing nothing to help the younger element in the team. The two of them were absolutely poor for me.
Too many passes at times.
Two
passes.
Very, very poor Ox. I mean, as you know, I don't rate them two anyway. I mean, but, when they're not on it, and I'm kind of really concerned that we're only labouring the line with these 1-0s. I know Bridge keeps getting it. They're not good for the heart rate enough, but we need to start really...
We'll need some tablets.
Definitely. We need to start sticking some on. I mean, I was jumping about all night going nuts, like when I looked in at, like I fell there early on, there's blood dripping down my legs, I'm kicking everything, like, so what's going on here, like? So I just want to see the team give a break, man, and, go and get in goals that I keep asking for. It's not much to ask for, especially with teams like them.
It's a different game, and I'll take this to Andy for Leeds, and then I'll go to Robert Wetherell. If Itten slides in and puts that boy in for the boy Lowry, the game's different, Andy, for Crookston?
Aye, of course it's different. It's a totally different game. But you can't take away the fact, going back to what I said in my call, Ox, that this right-hand side is a massive problem for us. And I don't understand why Ross Wilson hasn't noticed this and seen that this is a problem for us. And went in any of the windies and tried to get somebody for that side, because we've not had anybody that decent quality, like Robert said, since what's his name? Given again, the guy, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I think we had solved that problem, Andy. I think we'd solved that problem, but unfortunately, we can't play Joe Aribo in two positions.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
That's very true. That's very true, Ox. But as I say, obviously he likes to play him in that the more central left-hand sided position. But we definitely, I really, really think we really need to buy somebody, and hopefully it hits the ground running. But as I say,
maybe we've got the solution. Maybe we've got the solution there. Anyway, we've been joined by my good friend, the catering king, Jim Fay Paisley. Evening, James.
Evening all. Evening everybody. Lovely to speak to you again. Good evening all. Thanks. Lovely to speak to you all again. I've got a couple of things I'd like to speak about this evening, if you don't mind. The manager wants to get a grip of himself. We've got a league to win. We've got a league to win here. There's no point in practicing players and youth signs and B team players now. That midfield was a disaster. Cedric Itten, he will not do. I like to stick up for the big man. Unfortunately, it's not working out for him. Scott Wright also. We've got things to do. We need to look. We have to look at things. We've got a run into to win a league title and a Scottish Cup to win this double this season. Now, he has to really look at himself, his backroom staff, who's doing the training, who's looking after the players. Unfortunately, this evening, it was a pure disaster as far as I'm concerned.
It wasn't a great performance, Jim, but the league table is all that matters. When the game's finished, the league table's all that matters, mate.
Aye. That happens at the end of May. Come on, Oxshire, let's be honest with us now.
You've got to win these games to get to the end of May, mate.
We struggled this evening, Oxshire.
It was. Listen, that time we put that anaglyptic up and we painted it white, me and you. That was more exciting than that, wasn't it?
Well, I didn't agree with anaglyptic right now, Oxshire. That was your decision.
You're a mere white man, weren't you?
I'm a white man, aye. Close.
We were sitting watching that paint dry. That was more exciting than that, wasn't it?
Absolutely. But if you see, we've all watched the game this evening, right? It was it wasn't a nightmare, but it was a motion pain dry. You're right, Oxshire. Absolutely, Oxshire. You're right. I think that the manager has to look at himself and look at where he's going. But looking at that bench, right? We mentioned this last night, Oxshire, who the players we may have picked. They're all sitting on the bench. Once they came on, it made a difference.
I think what you'll find is I think the point you're making, and I'll not try and put words in your mouth, and I'll take this to Robert Wetherell. For the boys' Sands to try and find his feet, he's no Claudio Reyna, and it's hard. And obviously we got the result tonight, but if we hadn't, the pressure's on you for the off go, the get go in it. So for the young boys' Sands, but we've got the result, thankfully. So we move on, and we've learned that we need experience in there. Robert.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. There's no Claudio Reyna, just like there's no Ian Ferguson, there's no Barry Ferguson, no Durant, and that's the way Rangers are at this moment in time. But I've got to totally agree with Jim, and I hate to say this, but I'll tell you, I'm criticising Van Bronckhorst tonight because you're not allowed to criticise our manager. And is that why the last manager walked out? Because he's not got the players. He's getting the Bacooners of this world. Is that why he walked out, Gerrard? And see the night, Van Bronckhorst got it wrong. He played that boys' Sands when he shouldn't have played him. And same at Aberdeen, he shouldn't have played the boys' Sands. So I'm sorry. I'm backing Jim up here tonight. I think Van Bronckhorst got his team wrong tonight. And that's just my opinion. Yes, he got a 1-0 victory. A team that's the third bottom of the league and never created really any chances. Let's be honest with it. See this Hodden Tavernier and Hodden Borna Barisic back. Is that really working? Because I don't know if that's really working, in my opinion. But you know what? I love the manager, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. But I'll be honest with you, I've got my doubts, guys. I've got my doubts.
We'll see where it takes us, but that's the first time that's ever happened. Anybody's ever agreed to jump for Paisley. A moment of history for Rangers.
No, Jim's right.
I know, mate.
He's right.
I know he's right. It was a tough watch, and it wasn't the boys' Sands didn't play well. I thought Wright was worse, if that was possible. The boys' Sands, he didn't do a lot wrong, did he? But he didn't influence the game, did he?
He's not entitled, mate, and he's doing his job to screen the back four. But you have to be brave, and we speak about this me and you speak about this regular. There's different kinds of bravery, and what I'm not talking about flying into tackles. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about stepping beyond your position, stepping beyond the lines, and pose yourself into the midfield. He was just sitting safe in front of the back four when the back four only Bruce Anderson up front to deal with themselves. He could have stepped up another 10, 15 yards, mate, and imposed himself in the midfield. So could have Kamara. But for some reason, they were quite happy to pass it side to side. 581 passes a night, mate. 70% accuracy. I mean, that all sounds great, but passing side to side and backwards doesn't count for me, mate. It needs to be more positive when the passing needs to be more forward and direct. But that's not the way he played, mate. He just kept himself. It's like I said to you, in that role, you can hide in there. You can hide in there and make yourself look an absolute superstar with passing the ball side to side with stats.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I would respect somebody like come to America. We've signed them. We've got them signed there to play a midfield role. I want to see somebody. See if you're a new player and you've came from another continent. Put the boot in, man. That's what I always suggest.
Yeah.
I've not seen. I mean, the boy gets about the park. He gets about the pitch. And neat and tidy is a word that I would use.
Yep.
Was there any creativity there? I never seen it, yeah. But look, I don't want to cast him aside too quickly, Andy, because he's only played 2 full games, you know what I mean? But should he have been starting? Should they have started the last 2 league games?
No, not for me. I would have eased him in right enough. I mean, the problem we've got is Robert and Jim, they are right. You were looking to, like we said earlier on, cement yourself and start imposing yourself on this rundown to get in this league, and we look like very nervy, only winning 1-0 in this and not playing very well. Let's be honest, since Gio's come in, could you honestly say we've been outstanding or we've put the fear of God into anybody? Not for me. And the problem we still have, till Gio gets his players in and Wilson hopefully gives him some money. The problem we have, take out last year, it's still the same players that bottle it in certain games. That mentality has not gone out of the club. It's still there. So until we start ridding that and getting players in that are better than what we've already got, which wouldn't be hard in a lot of cases, as you know what I think about some of them. Then we'll see him going forward, you know.
We've no lost in 20 league games.
I know, and I knew you was going to come with that, but at the end of the day...
It's nearly 70 now, we're heading towards 70.
I know, but we're not playing well.
Andy, can I come in there, right? And I've been criticising, I've just criticised Beale right in the last couple of minutes. Andy, don't forget Livingston away, Hearts away, Hibs away. Don't forget that. He's actually done a really good job when he first came in, and he went 9 games undefeated in that European game. I don't think Gerrard would have got a 2-0 win in that European game. So as much as I'm criticising Beale tonight for his last 2 games, he's starting teams like his Sands, etc. But at the end of the day, he has done a really good job since he came in. So, and it's no his player, Andy, it's no his players, it's no his players.
You two want to chat, you go and get a room. I think we've been joined by Jim, Jim from Port Glasgow. You there, Jim?
Yes, I'm in Surrey.
Oh, I know you are, but your heart is always in the Port, mate, even though your wallet's in Surrey.
I suppose so.
Superb, Jim, superb.
How are you all?
Yes.
Evening, Jim.
This is a moment in history, mate. 2 Rangers supporters from Port Glasgow, never been Carry on, Jim. The floor's all yours.
Yeah, I think I remember the time when the Port was full of Rangers supporters.
What, did you 150, Jim?
Anyway.
I was doing the working.
When we were at the shipyards, eh?
Yes. Carry on, Jim. The floor's all yours.
Yeah. A lot of good comments coming from the lads, and I quite agree with a great deal they're saying about Cedric Itten and Scott Wright not being up to the mark. I watched the game and I thought Bazzi had quite a good game, although he gave away, he made a couple of mistakes, but Tav was making a few mistakes as well, and a lot of mistakes being made. But we wouldn't be talking about these mistakes if we had more shots on target, we'd score more goals. And I believe we've got plenty of midfield players. I think that players that we really need are players that can score goals. They cost more, and that's an issue. Van Bronckhorst has brought back Cedric Itten because he knows that he's desperate for somebody in that position. But Cedric, I'm afraid, isn't up to the mark, and he's just not good enough. Mm-hmm. We need goal scorers. We need shooting practice. We need to be shooting from just outside the box as well. You know, we need to have more shots on target, and what we need to do that we need to have somebody, a proper centre forward.
Jim, I love your point tonight. The Fashion Sakala, who were criticised for shooting at the wrong time at times, was in the box 8 yards for goal twice, and who was all screaming at the telly, shoot?
Everybody.
Yeah. But Cedric Itten crossed one into the box. He hit it so hard it nearly hit the corner flag, and nobody was there to put it in. And also, Sakala did very similar, putting the ball right across the box. Nobody there. We needed a centre forward. And now we could say if Roof was on, he might have been in there and might have done that. I'm not 100% sure.
Jim, did we let that centre forward go with
Robert?
Sorry.
You hold your horses. We don't interfere with your performance, do we? Carry on, Jim.
Yeah, well, basically that is it. That's me giving my points on the match, and honestly, I really feel as if we need somebody up front. We really do need somebody.
You mean like Alfredo Morelos?
Well, Alfredo has scored a lot of goals for us, but he's also been missing in games, you know. And if we had somebody else as a centre forward who was somebody that can score goals, it would push Alfredo a bit more. Alfredo in the previous under the previous manager was playing more assists than he was scoring goals, and he's been given a bit of a new lease of life to actually score goals. But because that's Van Bronckhorst knows that he needs goals that you score more goals than the other team, you win the game, and we haven't got a centre forward that's worthy of scoring goals. That's why this season we've been 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 the whole way, and it's been a variety of people that's been scoring the goals, you know.
All right, okay, mate, all right. And you come, Robert?
No, I just think, right, and people not agree, but I think, I don't know, it was a wee bit past the sell-by date, but I would rather have Jermaine Defoe in there than Cedric Easton. That's only my opinion, and I think if we had Defoe in there tonight, he'd have done a lot better. And I seen him when he came on off the bench a couple of months ago, and I thought he was quite good. So I think if we let the question I'm asking is, if we let Defoe go too soon?
Oh, good question, but listen, the ship's sailed. You can't do anything about it, GB.
Robert, and the answer for me, that would be an aye, mate. With that, like I says, that chance we've talked about the night with Lowry putting it in for it. I mean, Defoe would be burying that all day long. But
yeah,
as Ox said, that the ship has moved on. It's up to Anton. Anton's got a choice. He's got to get in amongst it and get the goals or get his form up, or else he's just going to, his career will end up fading and he'll end up back at a team in Finland or something like that, or back in like a lower league or whatever. I mean, so he's got a chance here to make a right good career at Rangers, but he's just, I don't know what it is. They're talking about like they're doing drills after training and shooting and practicing. I mean, you're hearing it in interviews and you're like, right, that's good to know. But then when it's coming down to the actual match, come on, where's the strikers? What the strikers should be doing, the striker role.
I've never selected a team in my life for what you do in training. Port Bear?
No, never, mate. No, never been done. What I think with Eton and some of the strikers we've got, I think Jim is basically getting at, he's wanting a Chris Boyd type, Ali McCoy's type that's going to guarantee like your 20 goals every single season. The modern game's changed. The strikers nowadays have to be mobile and that, and have to score goals. And more often not, goals come throughout the team now. It's not just the strikers that bang them in. I think Alfredo's done pretty well with his goal scoring. I think Kamal Roof's done pretty well with his appearances for his goals as well. So I don't think we've got a problem scoring, guys. I just think we need to lift the level greatly. And I think that'll eventually come when Van Bronckhorst brings the quality in. I don't want any more projects. I don't want any more youth players getting the team unless they're good enough to win it. I think we need seasoned pros, 25 upwards that are, they're going to come in, like Robert that touched on earlier on, hit the ground running. I think we've got enough projects in the team, and I think we need to add some quality now to take us to the next level. We're always talking about Ox here, the next rung in the ladder, the Champions League. We get there after this, but definitely no more projects, mate. We have to move on.
Do you not think it was exciting this evening? You saw Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield come back in the team again.
The only thing that was exciting was when Scotty Arfield stuck his leg out, mate. That was really exciting.
Yeah, by the way, he was always my first choice anyway. Another thing I'd like to suggest to the guys that I don't know him they're still listening to me now. I would say be Fashion centre forward. To see if Alfie's not there, I know we play Fashion through the middle. He could do. I think that's his position.
We had you in Kent been out the night for various reasons, and Joe not been available. Our options are a wee bit limited.
Aye.
That's the problem. We had to make.
But you think it might be position in the future, Austria?
I think he goes both ways. So that would help. We'll see.
Steady.
We'll see what it develops.
It can't hold the ball, Jim.
Robert. Wait for your name. We've been joined by Billy. Evening, Billy.
Evening, Bear. How you doing?
All right,
mate. Good, Billy.
Aye, all right. Just to touch, Ox, you stole a wee bit of my thunder there too, mate. I think they're a wee bit. Aye, you're all right, mate. Don't worry about it. I'm over the first time. I think they're just a wee bit light in some areas now. On the night's performance, right? Listen, it wasn't got to be pretty. That was a blood and snotters game the night, wasn't it? Just get the 3 points out, win the 3 points and move on to the next game. The guys, see your likes of your Scotty Wrights and your Ittons and that, they're no bad players. It's just, I don't think that they can fill the jersey. That's what the boys' problems is, because they've been bigger and better players, came to Rangers and never made the grade. The guys they're definitely no bad players, because they're showing it in wee flashes, right? But we need to get consistency into their game so they perform better. Regarding Sakala, I thought the wee man worked his absolute socks off tonight in horrendous conditions. In my opinion, the wee man was the man of the match for me. I thought young Lowry again was different class for a young head on 18 years of age, the boy. Coming short for the ball, taking it in tight areas, taking players on, trying to mix it, he was spreading the play, he was playing these short passes, he was dropping off, he was running into space. The wee laddie's got everything gone for him, right? And I'll tell you something now, that wee laddie, I would say no hesitation in playing that laddie again on Saturday. There must be somewhere for him in that Rangers team. That's up to the manager to get him in there somewhere. But that's what I think it is. Right. And see another thing, guys. Just a quick one, right? I'm screaming at the TV, right? Here shot, right? To me, that's back to when Steven Gerrard was the manager of Rangers, right? We were playing all the tippy tappy, run about the edge of the box, and we 1-2s into the box, and it's all Brenton doing, and then they lay it off, and we go back the line, we go out, and we go. And do you need to? I mean, did you see Van Bronckhorst laying it off? Did you see Albert's doing it? Barry Ferguson, Ian Ferguson, Claudio Arena, Ali McCoist, Bobby Russell, Davy Cooper, Brian Laudrup. I mean, all the names are all Rangers great, it's fair enough, but they all had their pop at goals. If you don't shoot, you don't score. Anything can happen. If you get a shot away, it can come off the keeper, it can drop to somebody's feet, it can ricochet off it. I mean, Celtic do it all the time. Other teams do it. They hear a shot when they get in the box.
What's your language, Billy?
That is my main concern. Right? Sometimes we're falling into a bad habit of old type thing with the players that serve the new. If that makes any sense to you guys.
Listen, mate, I think their goalie was they worked hard enough tonight. What did they have? One save for Sakala in the first half.
Yeah.
Second half, I can't really remember him making a save, if I'm being honest, the second half.
I mean, 18 shots, mate, 6 in target.
What's that?
We've got
18 shots, 6 in target.
All right, that's pretty normal. What's the ones on target? The right one in the first half where the boy kicked half the line, yeah?
Yep.
Sakala's one, the goal tipped to the bar. I thought that was going to anyway, if I'm being honest, Port.
Mm-hmm.
Who else
the
was
save, Sakala's other one, the point blank save inside the box.
That was his only save, I remember, mate, when I think back. I might be wrong. Yeah, but Jim's point, if you don't shoot, you don't score. That's fair, Porter.
Aye, bang on, mate, yep.
If you've got a fit Kamal Roof there, he's on net and he's playing. Right, he's on net. There were 3 chances that get fired across the 6-yard box in the first half. He's crying out for a striker just to throw himself in there, gamble, and he's got a hat-trick in the first half. There were two great chances, 2 great balls come into the 6-yard box in the second half, and there's nobody on the end of them. Now, we can say to ourselves, well, all right, if Alfredo Morelos would have been there, Alfie would have took them. But sometimes when you watch Alfie's always wanting to go in, tuck in at the back. He's not wanting to make that run across the front, man. He's only done it a handful of times. He scored up in, I think it was Hamilton, he done it, and he done it at Tynecastle when he made a brilliant run across the left half, and in between the left half or the left back and the left centre back, if you want to call him that, and he can't defend against A1s. But if we've got a centre forward that's gambling first and foremost to get in there, he's got a hat-trick in the first half.
Maybe, mate, maybe. you're right. One of the other efforts, Portbear, I forgot about Wright's weak effort when they try to flick it in with Sakala in the first half. Yeah,
that's the one. Yep.
Yeah. Listen, we've got a few more calls coming in, but I just want to ask you this, and I'll go to GB with it first. Is it saying that we're front three at the moment should be maybe even right? Kent on the right, Sakala on the left, and Morelos through the middle. Could that be our front three?
Yeah, man, that's the strongest. That's the strongest front three Ox that we've probably got. But unfortunately, with Fredo being away, then we need somebody to kind of be in there and step up. And the only guy really on form for us now is Fashion. So I would be playing Fashion in the middle, Kent on the left, and Big Aribo on the right, mate.
So what you doing? You taking Joe at that position that he's became pivotal?
For the sake of a creative player, mate, aye. It's just to get the goals and keep the talent in the team. I mean, it's the quality. That's what we're lacking. So, I'd rather have it in it. But
Billy was saying there. The Billy was on there. I think his name was Billy. I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm convinced that if we don't have Alfie and play in the centre forward position, unfortunately for me this evening, Cedric Etting hasn't got it. Right, we've had a chances. We've sent him away, farmed about. He's came back this evening against Livingston. Maybe did the quality of pass he wanted to, but my God, I thought it was garbage. I would have to see me Fashion Sakala. If I was still there, I would play him through the middle every day of the week, all day, every day.
All right, mate. All right.
Hi, Ox. I'll say good night to you and let's another call I got on, mate.
Cheers, Andy, mate. Cheers, sorry,
all
mate.
All right, guys.
I'll do the same, Ox. I'll let the other guys get on, right?
Cheers,
and I'll everyone stay safe, and I'll catch you later on, okay?
Safe, guys.
Take care, bye now. Bye.
See you, boys.
They'll be able to watch Newsnight, you know what I mean? They're quite intelligent, they too.
They're probably watching my video of baked rolls. That's what they're doing.
All right, well, you've been wrong to make your own bread.
Oh, absolutely. But they must. You know, I'll send you many rolls.
Yes, fair play. Right, okay. But look, I get a lot of your points, Billy, with the shots that go there with Sakala, and sometimes in the second half and in the first half, Sands and Kamara were that deep port. They're never going to influence the game to get a shot away, are they?
No, like I say, when they're playing one up front, mate, do we need 6 guys? Do we need 6 people back in that? How deep they were? They were practically camped on the edge of our 18-yard box, and Sands and Kamara were right in front of them. We don't need that, mate. Not against a team at Livingston. We could have just had Bassey back there tonight and alongside Goldson and pushed up probably another 20 yards, mate, and really squeezed them in the rain half. I don't know why we were playing deep. It was almost like we were trying to play them on the counter, which seemed absolutely bonkers to me. So, other than team selection, mate, I think the style of the play tonight was, in the positional sense, was off tonight, mate, definitely.
Anyway, we've also been joined by Warren. Evening, Warren. Oh, I thought he was in. No, maybe not. Aye, listen. Well,
hello.
Oh, evening, Warren.
Ox. How we going?
How you doing, mate? Give us your thoughts.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, is Robert Wellow still on there?
Yes.
Yes. More, I'm here.
Good, Robert. Good to hear you. One of the great characters of Rangers Radio. It's always great to hear you, pal. Now, what I'd like to say just about tonight's game, a wee bit frustrating, but we got the 3 points. That's the main thing. But a lack of cohesion in midfield. For some reason, it wasn't working. Kamara was doing great, but he wasn't doing great, if you know what I mean. I was a wee bit disappointed with Sands. A great performance. But the main thing is, we didn't have the best of nights, but we're still in there.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We're unlucky if somebody scores a penalty elsewhere, our whole mood could have been different. But it's no, we won the match. That's the big positive tonight, Warren.
Exactly, Ox. It was actually before I come on the show, I didn't even know that they'd missed a penalty. But that's the way things go. We've not been playing great since we've come back, but we move on. We're still in there, and I believe it or not, I think we're still top of the league by 4 points. And the performances will come.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. But I'm no greedy, mate. I would take Bridgemans for the next, for 16 games, but I don't know if it would be good for our health.
Exactly, aye.
Can I quickly come in?
On you go, Robert.
Can I quickly come in and say, Warren, thank you very much. And I know I'm biased here because my favourite Rangers player, James Tavernier, but I thought tonight, Tavernier's defensive was fantastic. Just like Sterling Albury, the balls he put in the box were fantastic, and nobody gave him any credit. So see tonight, I'm saying James Tavernier, defensively, you were fantastic tonight. That's what I'm saying.
Taff had the best game. Taff had the best game out the full back four. I thought Big Bassey wasn't as cool as he normally is at the back there, and I thought Big Golson's. I would just give him anything pass marks if it was. With silly sloppy passes. You know what I mean? No, you're expecting your centre half to pass the ball at least 20 yards to a blue jersey. You know what I mean? It's not even gone. He had 3 terrible passes in the first half, and he had a couple in the second half. You know what I mean? Barisic was awfully quiet tonight and all, but he never got himself into any bother, like. And I thought when Scotty Arfield and that came on, obviously Scotty scores the winning goal, like, you know. So Scotty, they come on there, and then it was brilliant to see Ryan Jack come on again as well. He just is what a calming influence Ryan Jack is. He's fit their brains different class, and it's great to see these guys getting back. I mean, up to speed again. They'll obviously get Ross County and then you know who next week. So hopefully these guys can get minutes and under their belt and for the All Firm game, because there will be changes. And I can't remember who was it said it. That's a great shout with Sakala through the middle, because his pace is absolutely frightening. And us centre halves will do. They'll know where to stone off him, go with him, come short, and us will do is bring him down, and he'll pull fouls out of the park in great areas for Rangers. So playing him through the middle, especially against Celtic, would be a great shout in my book. But listen, he's maybe wanting to get Big Roof there, and because you can lump boys into Big Roof as well, and he'll hold the ball and maybe get the Rangers up the park type thing, which would be Sakala's job.
Chunky? You mean chunky?
Aye. Chunky.
Fat bum.
Can I just, Bear, I don't know if you noticed when the corner came in the first half, and if you get a chance, watch it again, and that's where we're saying that Bassey's raw as a centre half. It was the one that came off the boy Lowry, chisted it, and McGregor caught it. Watch what Bassey's caught flat-footed, mate, in front of the goal. You know,
I do remember it, mate. I do remember it well, because they were claiming for a penalty at that point as well. So, but we've no doubt Calvin Bassey's learning on the job, mate, in that position. But he's still keeping 2 centre halves out of there, and Simpson and Balogun. So I think we spoke earlier about people grabbing chances, Latin, etc. The one guy who's grabbed his chance under Gio has been Bassey, mate. Yep.
I'm just going to bring Big Al in, but for the next 10 minutes, let's wax lyrical about the positive of the night.
Yeah.
First of all, Fashy Chikala, but a big positive, the boy Lowry, Big Al.
Yeah, well, that's what I phoned back in for. 3 points in the bag. I hope Lowry plays in the next game. I think he's done himself justice. Good 90 minutes under his belt. He's a man. Get him in to keep him in the team. I think Sakala was probably the man of the match. The Itten thing, I think the ball got trapped under his feet. I'm not 100% sure. He went out on loan. We've brought him back I think because we got rid of Defoe, it might not just be working for the big guy. I think he has had chances. He's been there for a season and a half now, 2 seasons. Scott Wright, I'd maybe just persist with him because I think he has got something, but he was pretty woeful. I know, but I like the young players. I don't. I think I like that winger thing. So you were talking about the team. I think we were missing a few of our first team players. I think the forward line that you mentioned was Kent, Morelos, and who did you say on the right?
Yes, Kent on the right, Morelos and Sakala.
No, Kent on the left. No. So the forward line I would go with would be Kent, Morelos, Wright, Yaravibo, and young Lowry. That he's got that position where Hadji was playing in the previous games. I think that he can make that position his own.
Well, I'm going to take that one to GB. Scott Wright ahead of Fashion.
GB's one to play Big Aribo on the right, is he not? In the wing.
No, what I'm saying is GB, Scott Wright in front of Fashion Sakala.
No for me. No Scott Wright, Big Al. And that's just my opinion, but it's just I've seen him so many times come on. It's Fashion the night gets
a centre forward.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a winger, is he?
No, he says he can play left and right.
Players.
So
I say I can do that, but it doesn't mean I can do it. You know what I mean?
On form, you've got to play the boys. But
right, so you're playing Fashion Sakala. You're going to play Fashion Sakala out of position. You've got to play him on the right hand side, right? Okay, so you're not going to play him through the middle.
I'll tell you this, Big Al. I'd play Portbear before I'd play Scott Wright.
Oh, no.
Big Al, see the thing is, the game on Saturday, I mean, Morelos is not going to be there. Personally, what I would do is Kent plays in the left, Fashion through the middle, and
correct.
And oh God, if only Lowry could play on the right hand side.
What you're trying to say is we need an outside right. We need somebody who can play wide in the right. That's what you're trying to say.
We'll try to get one.
So what we're going to do, I think the manager this evening, hopefully he's learned a lesson. There's some players that you can't just throw into the running to win this double we're looking for. We're looking for a double here. Right, we'll win the league, but let's win the Scottish Cup for a change. Now he's got to change his mind with his selections, bringing players in from different countries and playing boys. You see, we felt more comfortable this evening when the squad came on. Your Ryan Jackson were Scotties. We felt more comfortable this evening. And that's when we started.
But I think you're going to get caught out with that, Jim. I think you'll get caught out with that, mate, because I don't think we can hang our hats on them at the end of the season. I think he needs to bring in players. And somebody said, name a project.
I was just talking about this evening's game. Looking at it today.
But you're not going
to I'll be interested.
I think running into the end of the season.
I think he surprised us all with his selection the night. Yeah, well, most days. Yeah. You know, the Sands and Lowry were playing. By the way, a few years before that, some people thought Bakuna might have been playing, but he's doing in Birmingham, talking about a transfer. So we'll see where they take it. But Big Al, the big positive was the boy Alec Lowry, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. He showed some amount of skill, and I'll tell you, he showed a lot of confidence, the young boy. Yeah? So there's a lot of people in here to cry playing youth. I'm all for playing youth. You give them the responsibility, you give them a purpose, they'll excel. And he's obviously got the attributes that he can excel at it. So he stays in the team for me. He stays in the team. We accommodate him in the team. I think he plays where that Hadji role was, on that kind of right-hand side or whatever. And the Rebo can do that. They can dance about their like ballerinas. Right, take care.
Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Big Al's left us. I don't know what's happened there. Jim Report, give us a quick message, mate.
Yes, very, very, very good comments from everybody, and I'd just like to say that the introduction of young Lowry has been a breath of fresh air, and how many other young boys could come into the team and win man of the match on 2 occasions that they've played, when the other players have been playing it a long time and they were a bit dull. And yet you got a young boy coming in and sparking something. I think that's very important that we start looking at getting. We definitely need to send forward.
Yep, okay. Billy?
Aye, just to echo the man's thoughts there. Absolutely. I thought me Lowry, and the big man for him as well. I would take that boy in my starting 11, just on his 2 performances alone. The previous one against Stirling and the one tonight again, I thought the wee laddie was exceptional. I think he looked as if he was just starting to get a wee bit tired and a wee bit losing a wee bit, maybe a wee bit 2 or 3 ideas and all that. But that's all just I'm just doing to being roaring about the edges. But when Brian Jack and Scotty Arfield come on again there. Scotty Arfield come on again. It kicked him on again. So I definitely it would be playing my team on Saturday. Definitely.
Shout out, Warren. Give us your last thoughts, Warren. Briefly.
Right, quickly, Ox. Well, we need to dig deep at half time. I thought we're under a bit of pressure. Main thing is, we're still maintained the 4-point lead.
Yeah.
And I was actually a wee bit impressed with Lowry the other night against Stirling Albion. Wee bit different, but tonight I thought he stepped up a bit, and I'm quite happy with that. Thanks.
Brilliant, mate. Jimfrey Paisley?
Oh, if Gio wants to phone me tomorrow, I'll tell him. We've got a league to win this season. Okay, right? And we've got experienced players that know how to do it. Just stick with them.
I'll pass the number on. Robert?
As a Rangers fan, Alex Lowry, a Sarah's bomb. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, boy.
GB.
Thanks for having us on tonight, Ox. Just I wanted to do a wee shout out to the old guard tonight. Scotty Arfield, well done, big man, coming on and getting us the 3 points tonight.
Portbear.
Aye, cheers, a great night, great discussion with the boys. Alex Lowry, find of the season so far, in my opinion, mate. I hope the wee guy does very well, but he's got a tough place to steal, mate, in front of Joe Rebo, who's been the player of the season.
You're right. Listen, remember, we did win the match. Wasn't it great, but we won the match. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, everybody. I hope everybody gets same nice and dry for the football. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. We'll be joined by Linda and the bridge from the view. The view from the bridge. Take it away, old school blue.